The lights go dark. You are munching on your favorite snacks. You are accompanied by friends or loved ones. The screen lights up and you are instantly transported out of your own reality for the next 2 hours. You are at the movies. While most of us want to be entertained, do we ever take the time to think about how movies are made, and more specifically, how they are shot? My goal today is to provide a greater understanding of the ways movies are shot, how that contributes to the final product, and how this determines our understanding of the stories being told through motion pictures. Although there are so many aspects that go into the process of making a movie, I would like to focus on an issue that is heavily debated in the film industry, whether to shoot a movie on film or digital. Traditionally, movies were always made or shot on photochemical film, typically 35mm, what people used to use in cameras to take pictures, and you would take it in to get developed. It worked the same way with movie making, except instead of shooting stills, it was motion pictures. Light enters the camera, and a chemical process takes place with the emulsion of the film in the camera, and once the film is processed, the images show up. When the film is shown by running it through a projector, this creates the movement that you see on screen. Just like most of us no longer take pictures on film because we have digital cameras and smartphones, the movie industry has evolved into shooting movies on digital, which means the images are stored electronically. According to actor Keanu Reeves in the documentary Side by Side, photochemical film has been the exclusive format used to capture, project, and store moving images for over 100 years. It is only recently that new technology has emerged that is challenging film's place as the gold standard for quality and workflow. Digital technology is evolving to a point that may very well replace film as the primary means of creating and sharing motion pictures. First, I would like to discuss the look of the movie on film versus on digital. Then, I will get into the ease of using digital cameras, and I will conclude with some information about director Quentin Tarantino. The type of story you are trying to tell, what you want to convey, the tone, and the look you are going for, or the visual aesthetic, will greatly determine which format you will shoot on. Cinematographer Rodrigo Prieto stated on HollywoodReporter.com, "It's all about how it feels. Is it accurate to the movie, the story we are trying to tell?" He recently shot 2 movies, one shot on digital and the other on film. For Passengers, which takes place in a spaceship 600 years in the future, he shot digitally for a clean, crisp image. For his film Silence, a lot of the subject matter was about hiding, so he used film to get a rougher, grainier texture in the images. Shooting on film offers a variety of opportunities with lighting in regard to highlights and shadows. You don't have the wide range on video as you do on film between the darks and the lights. For shooting in low light conditions, digital is the way to go. Director Michael Mann used digital for his movie Collateral, which took place completely at night, and wanted to showcase what the night looks like to the human eye. This could not be achieved by shooting on film. Director James Cameron, who made Titanic and Avatar, stated in Side by Side, he wants anything he could possibly imagine to be realized, and there are things you just cannot do with film. As multiple directors have experienced, the choice to shoot on film or video, or a combination of both, can get them the perfect desired result they were hoping for. Next, I would like to discuss the ways shooting on digital compared to film has its advantages. The ease and use of digital cameras is making the filmmaking process faster, cheaper, and allowing the filmmaker to do things that could not have been done before. Digital frees you up as a storyteller, gives you more control, more choices over the images, and more ways to access what you are imagining in your head. In 2009, the film Slumdog Millionaire won the Academy Award for Best Cinematography and was the first to win a movie shot almost entirely on digital. The filmmakers used a small prototype digital camera and got shots you couldn't get with bulky film cameras. They filmed children running in the street and the camera was right behind them down at their level. This added to the effect the filmmakers were going for. All major manufacturers stopped making film cameras and digital cameras continue to evolve. Advances in cameras and digital technology continue to enhance the movie-making process. With digital cameras and monitors, you can see on set exactly what you are shooting. This allows the director to focus more on performance, and multiple takes can be done without starting and stopping the camera versus shooting short bursts of film. Film magazines are loaded with 1,000 feet of film, which only gives you around 10 minutes of footage to shoot at a time before a new magazine must be loaded. Then, you must wait until the next day to view the dailies, which is the term used for the footage you shot because the film must be processed overnight before it can be viewed. And because of this, you rely heavily on your cinematographer in hopes that lighting will be correct and the look of the images are what you intended. I have shared with you many details regarding digital filmmaking. Will it completely take over and will film be obsolete forever? In the 1950s, they had what was called a roadshow theatrical release. A film would open in a limited number of theaters in large cities before the general release. During these screenings, there would be an intermission in the middle of the film, you would get a souvenir, and there would typically be additional footage in these presentations of the film. Filmmaker Quentin Tarantino has always been a strong supporter of film and will not shoot any other way. He decided to do a roadshow release for his 8th film, The Hateful Eight. This movie would be filmed in a stunning, long dormant format called Ultra Panavision 70. He shot it on 65mm film and it was projected on 70mm. Ultra Panavision 70 provides an amazingly wider and more detailed image. The last time a motion picture was made in this format was 1966. Quentin Tarantino firmly believes that this is how movies should be viewed: 24 frames per second, flickering through a projector, and creating the image of movement. Knowing that most theaters would not want to upgrade to a projector of this scale, he decided it would have a limited release on 100 screens around the US. I was fortunate enough to see The Hateful Eight as a roadshow release. It came with a souvenir program, had an intermission, and was like any other movie-going experience I ever had. I got to be part of an experience that recreated the grand film exhibition style that brought audiences to theaters with the promise of a special event. And I actually have the program right here, which is pretty cool, I think. There's no right or wrong when it comes to film and digital. No clear-cut answer, just advantages and disadvantages of each. It is a matter of preference and influenced by the desired outcome the filmmaker is hoping to achieve. As you leave here today, I hope you are taking with you some valuable insight into the world of filmmaking. Perhaps the next time you watch that movie, hoping to be entertained, hoping to escape the reality of your life for 2 hours and get lost in a story, you appreciate for a moment the passion, tools, and hard work that went into taking you on your adventure.